Carbon ka hardly any part was left. No. Which I had planned to do it in the last class only because last class I left you early, isn't it? Don't you remember? So today we are going to start with the chapter which is called as Substances in Common Use. If I to say you properly, this chapter is basically a repetition of all the chapters, all the basics you've been learning since your 5th standard. Since your 5th standard, whatever you've learned about chemistry, chemicals and everything, a lot of things are there. And one more important thing, let me tell you, most of the content which is in the later part of the chapter is not there for the next year. So I won't be stressing much more on that. There are basic details which you just have to learn and memorize. Then we'll be talking about deodorants, food colors, dyes. They're very interesting to learn, like ceramic and everything, porcelain. But those are the information which you need to learn by heart and write it in the exam. There is no chemical concept involved here. There is no chemical reactions involved. So we won't be taking much of the time for that part. So you don't have to worry looking at the length of the chapter. Don't worry about the length of the chapter. The things which are very much important and related to chemistry, it's in the beginning. That I'll be taking a lot of time to make you understand and make sure that everybody understands this in the class. Other things we just have to memorize. In your language, ratto fine. Which I don't think it's happening with chemistry. Only answers you have to learn by heart. In chemistry, there's hardly few things which you need to by heart. Rest, you have to understand, practice, and then write. Isn't it? I hope many of you agree with this. So, chalo, let's start. In our this students, first we'll talk about the substances, like it's saying that substances in common use. Let me see what are the substances which we use in our day-to-day life. We have studied about them in the previous chapter. What is their constituent and what is their preparation? So now I'm giving you a list of certain substances which are in everyday use. You are going to classify. I am not giving the answer. You are going to classify them into the groups of acids, bases, metals, non-metals and salts, because as now a student of 9th standard who has completed already 3 chapters of chemistry should know what is the meaning of acid, what is the meaning of base, what do I mean when I say a metal or non-metal and a salt. First of all, I want everyone to tell me, do you all know the meaning of this basic 5 terms? If not, don't feel shy to ask me. Don't feel shy. See, अभी तो तुमको class में सबके सामने भी नहीं पूछना है. You just have to write it in the chat box. I will answer the question. I don't even tell out the name who is asking the question. So there is no feeling of shy. Even if it's a basic, simplest doubt, if you have, please write it in the chat box so that I can explain. Acids and bases. As far as I know, acids and bases is clear to everyone because that was the previous chapter we have done. Acids जिसमें H plus होगा, bases जिसमें OH minus होगा, isn't it? Now many a time students get confused between मैम metal क्या है और non-metal क्या है, right? Metals and non-metals में we have studied. Metals are the ones which are electron donors, specifically जो electron donate करता है stable होने के लिए, and non-metals are the one which are electron acceptors. So now you might be thinking, ma'am, how do I know ये metal है या non-metal है? That we come to know after we study the periodic table, which is the first chapter of standard 10th. As soon as you study that chapter, you come to know how to remember what are metals. And usually, you know what? Metals are always, majority, all the metals are in solid state, except mercury and gallium. And non-metals exist in all the 3 states, solid, liquids, and gases. And looking at their valency, also you can find it out whether वो metal है या non-metal है. Like I said, metals usually donate electrons, non-metals usually accepts electron. I hope something I'm able to clear with these terms. And salts. What are salts? Salt क्या होता है? No, it is not. No. Salt का मतलब है जिसमें ना तो H plus है ना ही OH minus है. Neither acid nor base. Correct. So that is the salt. Let me give you a few examples and classify. So the first one, table salt. What is table salt? Acid, base, metal, non-metal, salt. Salt. Soap. Soap is a very good. Soham, you quick. Soap is a base. Very nice. Toothpaste. Yes, toothpaste is also a base. Baking soda. Baking soda is basic in nature. Yes, it's a base. Curd. Why curd? What is the answer for curd? Why you are telling curd is an acid? Correct. Lactic acid. Very good. Similarly, milk will be what? Milk is also acidic in nature. Correct. It's an acid. Alum. Have you heard about alum? Anybody knows what is alum? I taught you about this thing called as water of crystallization. Do you remember? Water of, yes, clean water, पिचकारी alum. Very good. Water of crystallization में example use किया हमने alum का. It is a salt. It is a salt. It is potassium sulfate, aluminium sulfate, dot 24 molecules of water, if you remember. It's a salt. What is iron? Metal. Very good. Sulfur. Sulfur is a non-metal. Very good. Washing powder. Think. बहुत सारा mixed answer मिल रहा है मुझे. It's alkaline. It's a basic substance. Very good. So now you know few things. Chalo, take thoda confusion. All right, not a problem. That will get clear with these things. Why we were talking about this? Because we have to learn about salts. Specifically, we'll be dealing with different important salts which are used in our daily life. So how do I define what is a salt? So salt is the ionic compound which does not contain H plus and OH minus, but it will contain one kind of cation and anion. They will be called as simple salt. They will be called as simple salt. So ionic compounds which does not contain H plus and OH minus and contain only one kind of cation and anion are called as simple salt. Please, everybody write the definition of salt in your notebook. Examples, you can give me any example for salt. Few examples which are given in the textbook are sodium sulfate, potassium phosphate, calcium chloride. You can also write sodium chloride. Yes, a lot of examples you can write. But these are the examples given in the textbook. If you write examples of your own, that is also correct. First, everybody write the definition. And try to by heart the definition and then write. Simply don't copy, please. And repeat, as I said, everybody should know now. Today we have chemistry class, so my children are shouting. Everybody in the house should come to know. Come on, read faster and louder. Ionic compounds which does not contain H plus and OH minus ions and contain only one kind of cation and anion are called as simple salts. Example, sodium sulfate, potassium phosphate and calcium chloride. Are we all done with this? Written? Okay, I'll wait. Those who have finished writing can repeat the definition again. Okay, I want all of you to ask, I want all of you to answer one question. Have you seen this cartoon called as Dora the Explorer? Yes, everybody's seen. And let me ask you, do you like it? No, okay. Ew, no, my God, different little bit, all right. Why you don't like it? What is the reason for not liking? What do you feel? क्या होता है डोरा में जो हमको नहीं पसंद आता है? It's a cartoon, no? So why don't we like it? She's blind. How do you come up with this answer? Kiddish, okay. It's very kiddish. I understand it's very kiddish. But I hope you understand the purpose of that cartoon. You know what's the purpose of that cartoon? The purpose of that, she asks simple questions because that cartoon is catering to the kids who are hardly 2 to 3 years old, who don't understand a lot of things. But looking at the pictures and images, she tried to make everybody understand and solve puzzles, which are very simple for us. If we see, we feel क्या है, कितना easy है, इसको नहीं समझ रहा है क्या, ऐसा we answer. But as a child of a 2 year old, he will definitely get, he will enjoy 2 year. I'm not saying kids who are 4 because it's a very quick moving generation. Kids are already faster. When when I was a kid, I did not have much exposure to these televisions and everything. So when we see this Dora, no, she asks a questions and she asks a question one time, two time, three time without the expectation of getting the answer, isn't it? Because she can't get the answer. She will answer the question. But her purpose is what? To make the kids understand what is exactly happening in our surrounding, how to find treasure, what is the use of what substance, isn't it? So I want you all to connect yourself with the Dora cartoon. This is what is happening in online classes. It's like a Dora the Explorer. The teacher is shouting, repeating, yes, come on, repeat, yes, come on, repeat. But what is happening? Some students are taking it positively, who are understanding, trying to enjoy the situation and make the maximum use of it. And some students feel, क्या है ये? क्यों teacher बोल रही है? मेरे को नहीं सुनना है. But you hopefully understand the purpose of this class. And this is specifically for the students who just log in into the screen, switch on the lecture, zoom चालू कर दिया, कान में earphones डाल दिया और कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, switching on the tabs on the video, you know ना, zoom पे चालू करके तुम कुछ और भी कर सकते हो. So I don't want you all to do that. I hope you understand the purpose. You are not the Doras. I feel I am the Dora here, who is asking a question which many a times might be very simple for some students. जिनको लग रहा है कितना easy है, but I want to cater to the whole class. Some would not, some student might not be attentive when I was teaching, so wants a second explanation. Sometimes some has not attended, did not understand the second time, I have to repeat for the third time. So for you it might be a burden, bar repeat ho raha hai. But I hope you understand, so many students sitting in the class, the teacher has to tell again and again. And yes, sometimes it does happen because of connectivity issues, my voice being lagging, your connectivity problems, you're not able to hear the teacher properly. So a lot of things happen. So just keep your patience and continue the way you are listening to a teacher. Washing soda is a base. Namra, it is a combination of sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate. So with this lecture, I think everybody wrote what is the definition of salt. So let's talk about salts. Inorganic substances occur naturally in the form of salt rather than acids or bases. About 80 million tons of salts are added every year to the seawater. So therefore, the seawater is said to be a very rich source of salts. In fact, the seawater is so rich that it contains a lot of elements like chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and bromine. Water is neutral. I did not mention water purposely here because it not will be categorized as acid, base, metal, non-metal, or a salt. It is a neutral thing. It shouldn't be there in the examples. So let's learn about important salts found in seawater. Sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, calcium carbonate, and magnesium bromide. No, it is not that there is some rule that you need to follow to make them understand acid, base, or salt. Hai. Many times there are certain examples which you need to learn. Okay, yes, it is categorized as metal. Yes, this is categorized as non-metal. Just by listening to the name, it might not be so easy to identify whether वो acid, base, or salt, metal, or non-metal. All right. So these are the important salts which are found in seawater. Lot of substances being added, impurities and so many things in the water. So नया नया salt develop होता है वो impurities की वजह से, pollution की वजह से, you can say one of the content. In this chapter, in the beginning, no, we are going to talk about every salt in detail. First of all, before I move on to the salts, do we all recognize this? Anybody can tell me what is this? What is this strip? pH. Very good. It's the pH paper strip. So this strip which is shown below, what is it used for? What is it used for? Yes, very good. It is used to identify whether the substance is acid or base. Very well. So it is determining us whether the substance is acid, base or neutral. So we all are aware of this pH strip which helps us understand kaun sa acid hai, kaun sa base or kaun sa neutral hai. So in the textbook we have this one table which is given salt and try this. Now this experiment I purposely did not include in the PowerPoint. Reason is because even if I just had to give you answers orally, it wasn't making any sense. This happens when you actually practically do this experiment, which we are unable to do so. So I did not mention this here, but we all know about the pH strip. And we have also seen in the previous lesson that the salt which is neutral has a pH value 7 and the color is green. Such a salt is made from strong acid and strong base because it's a neutral salt. If you remember types of salt, students, types of salt याद है हमने एक column पढ़ा था. Neutral salt, acidic salt, basic salt. Do you remember these terms? So neutral salt is made of strong acid, strong base. The pH value of the salt made from a strong acid and a weak base will be less than 7. So acidic salt ho gaya. Similarly, the pH value of the salt made from the strong base and weak acid is more than 7. So it's a basic salt. So this was only an introduction of salts which we have studied in the previous chapter. Today we are going to start with the most common and the most important salt which we've been learning continuously, that is sodium chloride, also called as table salt or NaCl. That is the chemical formula of the salt. So let's talk about sodium chloride, the first salt which we are going to start today. Table salt or common salt, which usually gives a salty taste to the food items which we use. And this is a common salt which we eat. So that is why when I use the word salt, please don't give me the first answer as NaCl. Because NaCl is one of the salt that is the common salt. और अभी salt पूछूंगी तो कोई भी example दे सकते हो तुम लोग जिसमें H plus नहीं है और OH minus नहीं है. The chemical name is sodium chloride. And it is formed by a neutralization reaction between sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. That is our favorite neutralization reaction, HCl plus NaOH giving me NaCl plus H2O. And we have already seen that the neutral salt has a pH value that is the aqueous solution of pH 7. This is just a basic which everybody is aware. Is this slide clear to everyone? ये सिर्फ रिपीटेशन है जो हमने पहले पढ़ा है. अभी जो मैं पढ़ाने वाली हूँ वो थोड़ा डिफरेंट है. So let's come to the, that is our water, no, that is neutral. So the next thing which we are going to do is properties and uses. So let us start with properties and use of NaCl. सबसे पहले तो common salt, see textbook में it is given colorless. Now sometimes no, in chemistry, the books which we have of chemistry, the scriptures which we have, the salt which is white in color, to that also they address a term called as colorless. So you can write common salt as colorless and crystalline ionic compound. Everybody understand the term called as crystalline here. See, ionic compound, I know everybody knows. I hope everybody knows. What is ionic? What is the meaning of ionic? चलो बताओ मुझे. Ionic means which is made by, very good Rishika, giving and taking of electrons. Very good, Soham. And crystalline means what? Crystalline का मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of crystalline? Crystalline means there is a definite arrangement of atoms. Crystalline means where there is a typical format of the atoms being arranged in the structure, a systematic pattern, a perfect geometric figure, planar structure is called as a crystalline structure. So where there is a definite arrangement of atoms, it is called as a crystalline compound. All right. Common salt is colorless and crystalline ionic compound. There is no water of crystallization in the crystalline structure. Water of crystallization, we all know, that is written with the help of dot H2O, which is absent in case of NaCl. It's a neutral salt and it is salty to taste. This compound is also used in the production of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. Do you remember the reactions of carbon dioxide? where we studied how salt is used in the preparation of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. Last class only I taught you these reactions. Getting my point, everyone? Till here, are the three properties clear to everyone? Are the three properties clear? Now the fourth property which I wanted to do is a kind of a electrochemical reaction, which I don't want to start now. I'll be doing that in the next class, so that everyone is very fresh to listening to that electrochemical reaction that has to be understood very well. So I'll do it in the next class. For now, I am winding up my class here, which again I'm leaving you early, isn't it? So please, students, just have a small recap of this, what we have done. In the next class, be very attentive so that you understand the topic very well. Bye, everyone. Yes, you all can leave. Anybody has any doubt can stay back. Others can leave the meeting.